Thank you, Mr. Chairman, very much. Mr. Stern, did the United States join the UN Framework Convention on Climate Change in 1992 after the Senate ratified that treaty?
Yes, Senator.
Are you negotiating this agreement under that framework?
We are, Senator, explicitly so.
Huh. So there is an existing treaty. You're negotiating under that treaty, which is an authority which Congress gave to you. And I just think we should make that clear. You're not in violation of any historical precedents. I mean, it's something that we want you to do, and it's something that the Congress passed. This Foreign Relations Committee had to pass it first. Now, what I hear in the voices of those who object to this agreement is this, that we may not meet those goals. And of course, that's a very pessimistic way of viewing what is unfolding here in the United States. We're going to pledge that we will reduce our greenhouse gases by 26 to 28% by the year 2025. We're on pace right now to reduce our greenhouse gases by 17% by the year 2020. So we're well on our way towards this goal of 26 to 28%. Now, the hypothesis that the chairman is making is that you can't rely upon Congress or you can't rely upon America to uphold its commitment. So to the extent to which the President has propounded a new law, the Clean Power Plant rule, that will reduce greenhouse gases by 32% by the year 2030 in our utility sector, there's no question that the chairman and others in the Senate and the House, they can try to overturn that. But right now, it's the law of the United States, and the President is making a commitment based upon that law. It's on the books. Secondly, the President propounded a new fuel economy standard for the vehicles which we drive, which hits 54.5 miles per gallon by the year 2025. It's the law in the United States. Now, it's not going to stop members of this panel or the Senate from trying to overturn the law, but the President is making this commitment to the world based upon the law. We only installed 70 megawatts of solar in the United States in 2005. Last year, we installed 7,000 megawatts, not 70. And between 2015 and 2016, we're going to install 20,000 new megawatts of solar. The price is collapsing. The same thing is true for wind. And so what we now have is 6% of all electricity coming from wind and solar in the United States. In 2005, it was 1%. We keep on this pathway, and we keep the state renewable electricity standards on the books, we keep the tax breaks on the books as law, we'll be at 15 to 20% renewable electricity by the year 2025, unless people work hard to repeal the law that the President is operating under. So the chairman is right. There is always within our constitutional system an ability to try to overturn what is existing law, but there's nothing the President is doing which is not consistent with the law which we have, and if those laws stay on the books, this goal will be met. So there are climate deniers. There are those that obviously don't want to see this goal met. That would be principally the fossil fuel industry. But under existing laws, the President is making a commitment which is completely and totally achievable and legal. Now, I think it's interesting for us to then move to what's the assessment which the Chinese or the Indians have made with regard to this commitment made by the United States. So it's my understanding that 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, when the Chinese president was in town, that he committed to installing as much clean energy, renewable energy by the year 2030 as all of the existing electricity capacity in the United States today combined. Now that's a response. And then in turn, the Indians then had to respond to the United States and China, and they made a very huge commitment. Can you talk about that and the impact which the United States is having as the leader in showing that you can do it in terms of the unleashing of new technology around the world, especially in those countries that historically people were most concerned about, that weren't, in fact, meeting their obligations, countries like China and India and others?
Thank you very much, Senator. And again, thank you very much for your historic leadership on this issue. Known you for a long time, and it's been tremendously impressive. The U.S. role, what the President has been leading this administration on, has had tremendous impact, I think, with respect to other countries. And China, the agreement that you cited actually dates to the joint announcement from last year, and then again reaffirmed and extended by the joint statement this year. Hugely important. In India, Prime Minister Modi has made a pledge for to build 175 gigawatts of renewable energy. That's a gargantuan amount for India, and to do it by 2022. It's 100 from solar, 60 from wind, and 15 from other renewable sources. So a tremendous amount. Again, I think very much.
To put it another way, that would be equal to the entire installed nuclear energy capacity in the United States today, and they're going to do that in renewables.
Right. And I think that you see countries, whether it's Brazil or Mexico or others, also inspired by what the United States is doing. So I think it's had a very, very, very important impact.
Thank you. And I just want to thank you. Your work is going to go down in history. Paris is, I think, on track to be a big success, and much of it is due to the incredible skill and leadership that you've brought to it. Thank you.